Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you all the designer items that I picked up on my recent trip to Japan. So if you're interested, do keep on watching. For those of you who are new here, my name is Amelia and I do videos on luxury and lifestyle. So if you enjoy these kind of videos, do consider subscribing, click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. So I recently did like a 2-week trip to Japan, and for those of you who are not following me on Instagram already, I have no idea why you're not following me. I'm going to link it up over here. But I posted a lot of stories, and as you know, this trip is actually meant to take my parents to Japan to experience Japan because I don't think they've been there before. So I don't really have a lot of time to myself to shop. So we started out our trip in Osaka, and then I went to Kyoto, and then we started making our way to Tokyo. We did stay a few nights at Lake Kawaguchiko, and on the way to Lake Kawa, I actually stopped by Gotemba Premium Outlets, obviously. So we did some shopping there as well, and then I did some shopping in Tokyo as well before coming back. So I'm going to share with you all the things that I got on this trip. I decided to split this video into 2 parts. So the first part being this one, I'm just going to share with you all the designer items that I picked up, and then I'm going to leave my collective haul for another video because there will be items from Donkey, there will be items from Disneyland, there will be so many random items that I picked up over the course of the trip because it was a rather long trip. So yes, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I tried to do some shopping in Osaka, but it was not exactly very successful. I think I was just trying to source around. So my main things for this trip were actually vintage shopping, jewelry shopping, because jewelry in Japan is much cheaper. I would say that all the other brands, like say for Chanel, for LV, etc., they are just generally cheaper in Europe, and I'm going to Europe sometime later this year, so I decided to leave it for Europe. Yeah, I think that's mainly it. I was just honing in on vintage shopping because Japan is well known for it, and also do some jewelry shopping. If I see anything that I like and the price is right, then I'll go for it. In Osaka, I actually popped by VCA. I am very sad to report that I decided to pass on the 5 motif bracelet that I have been eyeing for the longest time, simply because it's too much money and I just couldn't bear to part with that kind of money. Although I would say that it is already significantly cheaper than what we can get over here in Singapore, but it's still very expensive, and it was just the first few days of the trip and I still had almost like 14 more days to go, and I wasn't too comfortable bringing such an expensive item and traveling around with it just in case it gets lost for whatever reason. So I decided to pass on it. I have to say this with like a very heavy heart because I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to find it in store again. It is actually the grey mother of pearl 5 motif with like 2 diamonds on it in rose gold, and I've wanted that for a really long time, but I know that I will not wear that very often either, so only for special occasions, and it was really a lot of money to pay for it. And it's also very hard to find anywhere in the world. I'm going to leave the story time for another day, if not this haul will take forever. I also saw some pieces from Tiffany that I wanted that I didn't go for. So actually the first big things that I picked up on this trip are from Gotemba Premium Outlets, which was somewhere like halfway or like towards the end of the trip already. I picked up a total of 3 things from Gotemba, so I'm going to share them with you. So the very first item that I picked up from Gotemba Premium Outlets is actually this Miu Miu Cashmere Sweater. It's 100% cashmere and it's in this beigey white and it has stars all over it, and it's so soft and so pretty. I love it so much. I already worn it on the trip itself, on 1 or 2 of the days. And yeah, I really love it. When I picked it up to try it in the store, the SA was like, wow, I didn't even know we had this. I think this just came in. So I was very lucky I actually picked it up. I didn't buy it there and then on the spot, actually, because I wanted to walk around the premium outlet. So I actually left it. They can't hold items there for you. So I walked one entire round and I decided to go back and get this, and that's why I picked it up. So I'm very happy about this purchase. The second item is also from Miu Miu. I went a little bit Miu Miu obsessed this entire trip. I picked up like a total of 3 things from Miu Miu. So this is actually a bag. It came in like a dust bag, and I must say that the premium outlet pricing is so good. So I think most of these prices were like almost 50% off, if not 60%. And I decided to pick up this Miu Miu tote bag. It's so cute! Look at it! It's in beige and it has this like straps over here, and then inside is just like a big canvas tote bag, and there is a zipper at that bag that comes with the Miu Miu pocket thing. And yeah, it's so pretty. It came in like 2 sizes actually. There was this size, the longish version, and then there was also like a vertical version, like a tote. But I decided to go for this one because it's way prettier, and I think I'll get a lot more use out of this because it can fit my laptop inside, and I can just stuff so many things inside. Because I was so tight on space, I even shoved my entire Chanel Deauville inside here to pack it into my carry-on. It was miraculous and it worked. Because like I literally have no space left. So yes, that's how I packed this as well. So that was the second item that I picked up from Gotemba Premium Outlets. And then the last designer item that I actually picked up from Gotemba Premium Outlets is actually this Burberry trench over here. I believe it's called the Kensington trench. I might be wrong, don't quote me on it. But it's so gorgeous. And the Burberry staff at the premium outlets was so nice. I was being treated like a princess because like I literally had 2 SAs helping me. One was like showing me this, and then the other one was like putting the trench on me and then like tying it up and all that. I have some video clips. I'm going to like put them over here, but they're so nice, and I really like this trench. There's a lot of ways to wear it, and then at the back it actually comes with like the tie, the belt tie that you can actually tie at the front as well if you really want to. I've been wanting a Burberry trench for a while now, and I really wanted it in the classic beige version, but I didn't really want to pay like store pricing for it. So yeah, I was very happy that I managed to get this at such a good price. Actually, I believe it was like almost 1/3 the price. That is really like quite a steal. I love it. I love that the buttons are like all over and it's like double-breasted as well. So I can foresee myself wearing this a lot on trips, especially if I were to travel in autumn or winter. I think that is going to come along with me for sure. So those are the designer items that I picked up from the premium outlet. I think I picked up some items from Frank as well, but I'm going to leave it for the next video. And then thereafter, we actually made our way to Tokyo. So in Tokyo, I also didn't really have a lot of time to shop, but we were staying at Shinjuku, so it's quite near Isetan. They had a really huge Isetan there, and actually I really wanted to get something from Goyard, like a Goyard tote, like the Clairvoy limited edition tote. I was trying to find it, but I can't, and I actually went down to the Goyard store to just ask to see like a tote, and they said that they had none to sell, like 0, and it's going to be like 0 for a really long time because there was literally no stock in Japan at all. So I was quite shocked. I was like, where are all your totes? Like, where did they all go? Who bought them all up? I have no idea. So I also had a couple of things that I wanted to check out, but I finally picked up something from Miu Miu as well. It comes in this little bag. So it's another small little bag from Miu Miu that I've wanted. Can you guess what it is? I think I dropped some hints on my Instagram. So if you're following me on Instagram, you might already know what this is. So can you guess what it is? It's actually this brown tie-dye Miu Miu runway piece that I saw and I really liked it, but I only wanted it in the tie-dye brown version because there were other colors as well. I think like solid colors. There was a black, there was a white, and then there was a yellow, if I'm not wrong. But I really wanted the brown version because it has this tie-dye version to it, which I thought was so gorgeous actually. So I actually went down to Isetan one day and I asked them about it, and they said that, oh, they don't have it in stock, but there will be one piece in Japan, like the whole of Japan, that's coming in the next day. But I was like, the next day I'm going to Disneyland, I won't be back until very late at night, and I just can't make a trip down to Isetan before you close. So Disneyland was actually the day before we were supposed to fly out. On the day we were supposed to fly out, we were actually taking the 10 p.m. flight. So essentially I had like the whole day to myself to do some shopping if I really wanted to. So I went down to Isetan at 10 a.m. in the morning to ask them about this bag. So luckily enough, nobody picked it up the day before, so I managed to pick it up myself. I'm so happy with it. It looks so pretty. I know it's a little bit trendy, but I kind of like it. It actually slits on your shoulder quite nicely, and I can't actually like put this because I don't want to squish the bag, so I actually consciously like have to put it at the back, which is what you want in the first place. You want the bag to like sit like that so that you can actually see the Miu Miu on the back. So I really like that about it, and ever since I brought it home and opened it, I have been taking this out religiously because I really adore it. And it comes in like one big zipper compartment over here, and you can really put a lot of things inside. I might do a review on this bag if you really want me to. And then at the front compartment, I actually placed some lady essentials that I'm going to take out first. And then I also have some lip balm from Hermès and like a Chanel lipstick. And then at the back, I actually placed my AirPods inside this pocket. There's a magnetic pocket over here, so that's that. And then there are also two more magnetic pockets at the side here, and one that is like a zip here. So yes, a lot of compartments for this bag. Is like a cute little bag, I would say. So yes, this is what I picked up from Miu Miu as well. If you've been to Tokyo before, you will know that the main shopping area is actually at the Omotesando area. All the shops are there. There was one day that I was around there and there was so much like vintage shopping to do around there. There was Amore, there was Vintage Cool. It was so nice just to be able to go into the store and like look at all these bags and admire them. So the plan was to head down to Omotesando on the last day to do all my last minute shopping, but on the day itself there was a freaking typhoon. Okay guys, there was a typhoon. Like I couldn't even open up my umbrella properly, and you know how sturdy Japanese umbrellas are. I can't even open it up without it like flying everywhere, and it was just a funny sight because everyone's umbrella was just like being trashed that day. Like I see umbrellas like spoiling left, right, center, and like literally there was no point opening your umbrella. So I decided to not even head down to Omotesando because that day I had some work to do. I actually camped out at a Starbucks because it was raining to get some work done, like emails done, and then I decided to do some light shopping. So I was intending to just go around the Shinjuku train station area just to do some fast fashion shopping, or like see any like Kindle store that I can walk into and like just look at stuff, you know. But I chanced upon this vintage shop. I have no idea what it's called right now, but I'm going to write it down below here. I've not heard of it. It's not Brand Connect or Brand something. It's like, I think Brand Jungle. I think it's Brand Jungle. So I'm going to link it down below. I think it's one of the rather smaller resellers. So I kind of walked in because it was raining, and I was like, oh, this shop sells like vintage stuff. Let's just go in and take a look. So I went in and I realized that the two people at the store can speak Mandarin, so that was already a plus because like I just started talking to them in Mandarin. I think they were just slightly nicer to me because I can speak Mandarin. yeah, and I was being like shown some stuff. They had some Hermès bags. Very interesting like garden party that I saw. I have not seen this design ever because all the garden parties that I've seen are like one solid color, but this one actually it was in a print, which I thought was really interesting. And then they also had a lot of vintage Chanels at very good pricing actually. So I decided to pick up a Chanel bag. They had a few stories and I went up and I saw this bag and I was like, okay, can I take a look at this bag? I've also shown this on my Instagram already, and it's none other than the Chanel GST Tote. This is, I believe, in the smaller size, but it fits my 13-inch laptop no problem, like right smack inside. I love that about it. And because on the last day I took my laptop out to work, I had my laptop with me, so I tested it. So the MacBook actually went in straight. However, I usually carry my MacBook with like a casing. The casing can't fit inside, so you actually have to take the MacBook out to put inside. So if you're not seeing a GST before, it looks like that. There's one big compartment here, one big compartment here, and then one zipped compartment here that I have placed stuff. So I was actually really shocked about this quality of this bag because look at it. It looks almost like brand new. There are literally no scratches on the gold hardware whatsoever. I was just really shocked. And even this hardware is still so shiny and there's like literally no scratches on it whatsoever. I would say that this bag doesn't have an authenticity card, but it has an holographic sticker inside, but I would still get this authenticated just to be sure. So yes, that's that. But otherwise, I really like this bag. My mom and I actually saw this bag at Vintage Cool and it was priced like so much higher, but this one was still reasonably priced, I would say. So I decided to pick that up so that me and my mom can actually share and use this bag together. I think that will be great. I also picked up two other items from them. So one being this vintage watch that I finally found. I actually saw this in Osaka as well, but the Osaka one was really like scratched up. I have no idea whether it was a better option to have gotten it at Osaka itself. This one was in really like shiny condition. However, the leather portion is slightly mangled up, I would say. I definitely need to get the leather straps like replaced. But other than that, I would say that the gold hardware on this version is not as scratched up as the one that is in Osaka. So yeah, pricing wise they're quite similar. This was just slightly higher than the one that was in Osaka, and I'm in a size medium, so yeah, I have to take something that is in the medium version. So that's that. I also need to bring it into Chanel to kind of authenticate it, and also because the battery is not working anymore, so I also want to change the battery. And I also picked up a pair of like vintage earrings. So this is the pair of vintage earrings. I'm just going to show you one side. So it's this little earring over here, and it actually has like a hook mechanism over here, like your normal earring studs. As we all know, a lot of the vintage Chanel earrings are actually clip-ons, and I actually really don't like clip-on earrings because they hurt my ears. I can't because I have very sensitive like ear lobes. I'm actually quite shocked that there were like earring kind of like stud vintage earrings, so I picked them up and it was priced very well actually. So this is actually ranked A, so they'll actually tell you how well this is actually priced and then tell you the price before and after tax. So yes, and they even gave me like some extra discount because I picked up quite a few items as you can see, and it came with the box, so I'm very happy about my purchases. So I've come to the end of my haul. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!